honey, let me tell y'all, Dave Chappelle is not having it. Let me tell y'all, they are trying to get Dave Chappelle to sell out just like Kevin Hart. Yeah, they have been using Dave Chappelle material and to push their agenda, their mega agenda. But Dave Chappelle said, nah, I'm not having that anymore. I allowed you guys to play in my face and use me as a puppet for too much. And guess what? Dave Chappelle, he's not happy about Kevin Hart. He is speaking out. Yes, honey, you guys got to watch this video. You got to watch this video. And let me tell y'all something. Did y'all know Shannon Sharpe just got exposed with 3 other men in the hotel room? Girl, I got that tea on Criminal Villains. You know I got several YouTube channels, right? It's a YouTube channel. Type in Criminal Villains, Shannon Sharpe, girl. And honey, it's explosive tea. The girlfriend exposed her boyfriend was in the bed in Shannon Sharpe hotel room bed with another gay man, girl. But anyway, let's get on this. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. And do y'all miss me doing these reaction videos on this channel? Press 3 if you guys miss me doing the reaction videos and you want me to bring them back. Because, honey, you know I need to bring something back. I'm struggling over here, okay? I love you guys. Let's see what's going on, okay? Check this out.
No, hold up. Let me, no, let me talk. Her husband committed suicide 3 years into their marriage. I've been sitting next to her for 2 hours, and I have to ask, how did he last that long?
You're going to go against my husband taking his life. Let's talk about mental health and mental illness and things like that. But I thought it was odd. Why are you shooting at the big dog? But as they say, you shoot at the king and you miss. Well, they shot at the queen and they missed, and I lit them up.
They're doing this. You feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
I don't expect less. I don't expect more.
I was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible.
Y'all, that Kevin Hart roast was a full-blown humiliation ritual. And now Dave Chappelle is apparently furious at Kevin for co-signing some of those white comedians. And it's not just because of that George Floyd joke. Sources close to Dave are saying the main reason he's going after Kevin is because of what happened to Sheryl Underwood. So let me break down exactly what went down. Kevin Hart is getting a lot of backlash right now for allowing some very weird jokes to slide during his Netflix roast. First, Tony Hinchcliffe went after Sheryl Underwood and made a joke about her late husband, who took his own life back in 1990 after battling depression.
Let me, no, let me talk. Her husband committed suicide 3 years into their marriage. I've been sitting next to her for 2 hours, and I have to ask, how did he last that long?
And then Hinchcliffe also made a George Floyd joke. And apparently, Kevin thought it was hilarious.
You've done good, though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe. God bless you, Kevin.
As for Shane Gillis, he made a lynching joke. And again, Kevin loved it.
And they're going to be up here saying a lot of just terrible things tonight. But yeah, you guys like that? But not me. I'm not going to be doing that. I've got a nice PG short joke that I'd like you guys to be a part of, okay? Kevin is so short. Kevin's so short that they're going to have to lynch him from a bonsai tree.
About Sheryl Underwood, she's been pretty graceful about all this. She told E.T. that she didn't get offended, but at the same time, she said it was odd that Tony Hinchcliffe went with that joke.
You're going to go against my husband taking his life. Let's talk about mental health and mental illness and things like that. But I thought it was odd. Why are you shooting at the big dog? But as they say, you shoot at the king and you miss. Well, they shot at the queen and they missed, and I lit them up.
But the real heat is on Kevin Hart. People are calling him a sellout because he was the headliner and a producer of the roast. And the argument is that he let jokes about 2 of the most traumatic things in Black American history air on his watch and on his platform. And honestly, the worst part is that those jokes weren't even funny. If you're gonna use dark humor, that's fine, but you still have to be funny. Just saying stuff for shock value is not comedy. By the way, before the roast even happened, Michael Che pulled out of the event, and he later revealed that the writing room for the roast was mostly white guys. And again, this was Kevin's production. But then Kevin made it even worse when he went on The Breakfast Club and defended Tony Hinchcliffe.
George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience, but our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. Tony told a joke. It wasn't a tasteful joke to us. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey, man, that joke. We move on. I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this.
And then Kevin also contradicted himself several times during this interview. 1 minute, he's bragging, it's our production, like he's in charge of everything. Then, seconds later, he's acting like his hands were tied and he couldn't do anything about the jokes.
I don't get affected by the attempt of humor. I get it, right? In this case, like, do more. It's my production. That's a different conversation. It's nothing I can do. It's a production. It's a live production. I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm supposed to drag him off? You want me to fight afterwards? You want me to turn it into, like, what? That's not what I agreed to do. That's not the job at hand.
By the way, remember when they accused Kevin of being homophobic after his old tweets resurfaced? This happened in 2019, shortly after Kevin was announced as the host of the Oscars. And what did Kevin do? He immediately apologized and stepped down from hosting the Oscars. But that wasn't enough. He then went on every talk show you can think of, apologizing again and again, and practically on his knees, begging the LGBTQ community to forgive him.
I'm a little upset because I know who I am. I know I don't have a homophobic bone in my body. I know that I've addressed it. I know that I've apologized. I don't want to step on that stage and make that night about me and my past.
So those tweets were unacceptable. But George Floyd? Execution jokes? Apparently that's totally fine in Kevin's book. He says we should just move on and stop making it into this big thing. And yes, I know he didn't tell those jokes himself, but it was his roast. He literally produced the thing. And now several black comedians are going after Kevin, especially Dave Chappelle. Dave escaped to Africa to get away from his handler, and when he finally returned, he went on the Oprah show and revealed that his bosses at Comedy Central wanted him to do socially irresponsible jokes, meaning jokes. And Dave quickly realized that even though those jokes were funny, the white audience wasn't laughing with him. They were laughing at him.
He's doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible. Like, there's this one sketch we did that was about this pixie that would appear whenever things happen. Whenever someone make you feel like they calling you that N-word, but don't say it. But the pixie was in blackface because this was going to be the visual personification of the N-word. But what I didn't consider is the way people use television is subjective. So then when I'm on the set and we're finally taping a sketch, somebody on the set that was white laughed in such a way, and was the first time I'd ever gotten a laugh that I was uncomfortable.
So here's the difference. Dave Chappelle got offered a bag of money to perform stereotypes for a white audience laughing at him, and he said no. Kevin Hart produced an entire show where that same dynamic played out, and he went along with it. Now, there's a lot to be said about Dave Chappelle in the present day. Some would even say he's no better than Kevin Hart these days. Remember that whole Riyadh Comedy Festival situation? Honestly, it doesn't feel like this is the same man who turned down $50 million and then sat across from Oprah, exposing how the industry really works. But that's a topic for another video. I want to go back to Kevin, because it's not just Dave who tried to warn us. A lot of people are now also bringing up what Cat Williams said about Kevin on Club Shay Shay. Remember that? Cat called Kevin an industry plant and claimed he was handpicked by the higher-ups because he was willing to do whatever they asked of him. That's what Cat was really getting at. It wasn't just a random beef or some comedian's jealousy. His argument was that Kevin got to the top for a very specific reason, not just because he's funny or worked hard, but because his whole mentality is exactly what the industry gatekeepers are looking for. They don't elevate people who make them uncomfortable. Think about it. Jokes about historical black trauma are fair game, but would Kevin go along if someone made a joke about the historical trauma of another group of people? You know what I'm talking about. If we're going to be edgy, nothing is off limits, right? But clearly, some things are still very much off limits in Hollywood, and Kevin knows that. That's why they elevated him. They find the ones who will take the check, smile, stay in line, and never bite the hand that feeds them. And Kevin, whether he realizes it or not, fits that mold perfectly. When the Oscars controversy happened, he apologized in less than 24 hours and then went on every talk show to talk about how much he loves and respects the queer community. And Kevin was forgiven. He did what they told him and proved his obedience. Now contrast that with someone like Dave Chappelle, walking away from $50 million. That's the opposite energy. That's showing the higher-ups that you can't be controlled. And what happened? They called him crazy and smeared his name. And yeah, Dave has changed a lot since then. But this just proves Cat Williams' point. The system is not broken. It's working exactly how they designed it to work. So that roast wasn't a slip-up. It wasn't Kevin being blindsided. Kevin knows what he's doing and knows who signs his checks. But I want to circle back to Sheryl Underwood, because here's what matters the most. Sheryl walked into Kevin's roast knowing she was about to get dragged through the mud, and baby, she flipped the script hard. After those white comedians made brutal jokes about her late husband, she got up there and delivered the only set of the night that had everyone on their feet giving her a standing ovation.
You think you hurt my feelings by talking about my dead husband? My husband only died once. You die every night with them whack-ass jokes you be telling. Shane, you may talk about me, but I know your kind. You want to hit this black harder than you hit the windows of the Capitol on January 6th.
They really came for Sheryl, thinking she was an easy target, but she reminded everybody exactly why she's been in this game for decades. But now I want to hear your takes on all this, mainly how you feel about Kevin Hart defending all those jokes. Are you one of those people who think it's not that deep? Or did this roast confirm once again how the